Thank you so much, Comrade Soko. Things to do with youth inclusivity, especially in creating the Uganda that is sustainable for each of us. Number one, you cannot discuss this topic without mentioning advocacy. And therefore, that is one of the criteria that you and the rest can really base on to ensure that we have and create that sustainable Uganda that each of us desire. Of course, collaboration. Whereas my good friend, Honorable Kanyesi Jemase, says that the National Youth Council has those representatives from each of the districts, it is imperative for us to note that we need collaboration in each of those districts by the youth leaders, so that in case there is anything affecting us from, for example, where I come from Kisoro. And perhaps it is easier for me to collaborate with a person who comes from Arua in West Nile. Somebody who is in Butaleja in Eastern can collaborate with somebody who is in Rakai district. So things to do with collaboration cannot be ignored. Number three, youth empowerment. That's why I think we have seen our government trying to empower the young leaders, especially those that are in informal sector. Look at our colleagues from the border. Look at those that have not been able to continue further their education, who have salons, who have carpentry and joinery businesses. These were supported through EMUGA. So I think such elements must not be ignored if it means really having a sustainable Uganda that we deserve. Initially, we have the Hope Anthem, which I think you have gone through in your primary, the one that says, we young women, we are the pillars of Uganda. To rebuild the great power. So since Uganda is a great part of Africa, and we are aware that Africa is a powerful continent all over the world, that means the part of the world is Uganda. So if it has to do with sustainability, in our country, Uganda, we must not ignore those fundamentals. You might recall that in the NLM party, we have things to do with the democracy, and I think that's why there is an interest by the Uganda Democracy Academy to ensure that we have to bring awareness to the community, much more to do with the youth, the young people who are between the age of at least maybe 18 up to 30 and beyond maybe, so that they can understand what does it take. Is it my constitutional mandate to ensure that I participate in an election? Should I participate in an election without even having the electoral violence? Can I go through in a free and fair election? And I think to do with that, we cannot have the country that we desire if we have the leaders that we have not selected for ourselves. That's why you see in the books of Johnny Maxwell, he's very clear when he says that every society has the leaders they deserve. Why? Because it's these leaders that select these people in the community that select these leaders. So to cut the long story short,